Good morning, buongiorno, buenas noches. Welcome to Life Lessons Straight Up with a Twist. I am your host, Charity Youngblood, and I am so excited and grateful that you are here today. This unedited podcast is all about asking the right questions to learn the lessons for the season we are currently in, aka this present moment. You are definitely in the right place if you can say the following. 1, I know what goal I need to pursue. 2, I know why this goal is worth pursuing. 3, I am seeking guidance on the steps I need to take to continue to pursue this goal. And if not, it looks like you have your first 3 questions to explore. So that's kind of awesome. So as always, we'll get started with a question. And whatever activity you engage in for self-reflection and introspection, please feel free to do that. So whether that's writing in a journal, recording yourself speaking, drawing, etc., do whatever works best for you. So with that said, today's first question is, what steps do I need to take to move from seeing the problem to seeing the solution? I'll say that again. What steps do I need to take to move from seeing the problem to seeing the solution? So I was actually in a conversation with one of my mentees, and she is going through a really rough time, and I'm sure a lot of us will be able to resonate with at least some of what I'm getting ready to say. But she's in a situation that she just feels like she doesn't have control over. The job situation is toxic. Her roommate situation is toxic. Does anybody, are you nodding your head on some of these? So whether or not it resonates specifically, we all know what it's like to be in spaces where it's draining us, right? It's draining our energy. It's draining our soul. Especially when it comes to our financial stability, right? Our jobs, for most of us, our job is our number one primary income. And anything that shakes that up, whether we lose our job, right? Or we're just in a position where we know we need to leave a job, but financially we don't have the ability to do that, etc. So if you've ever felt stuck, I know I can't see you and you can't see me, but if you've ever felt stuck, raise your hand. Yes, we've all been there. So anyways, we're having this conversation, and one of the things that has really helped and what I offer to others and has helped me as well is understanding the space that we're in. So when you're in the depths of the problem, you don't have any money, you just lost your job, maybe you've been job searching for a year, you're in a toxic fill in the blank, right? Whatever the actual problem is not really the, whatever it is, enter problem here. When you feel stuck, you feel out of control, you really only see that. You see the wall. Right? You see we all do. We see the wall, we see everything that's stopping us. We see all the obstacles, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the beautiful things about self-awareness is once we begin to cultivate it, we know, oh, I only see this wall. I'm only seeing the obstacles. So that's the first step. Understand that right now I'm in the space where I can only see these walls, these obstacles. So that second step, that second question that we want to look at to explore is, where can I go, right? Where can I go to clear my mind? Or where can I go to calm my mind, whatever one of those resonates most with you? But where can I go physically to actually clear my mind? And the reason that I am kind of hampering down a little bit on the physically is it's a lot easier, much, much, much easier to change our physical space than it is for us to change our mental space, or to change our physical state, right? Versus changing our mental state. And if you're saying, well, I don't want to just do the easy, okay, that's fine. I'll say it another way. It's much more logical to change our physical state, right? So think about a time where you were really feeling down and you were really feeling whatever the case may be, frustrated, the emotions that you want to experience less, whatever those emotions were. And think about what happened when you went outside. And maybe you went outside and saw something, you felt something, your senses were being, you're activated and engaged. And ideas started to flow and hope started to arouse in you, right? So think about times like that. So again, that second question is, where can I go to clear my mind? Where can I go to calm my mind? What you're really looking to explore here with this question is, I need to be wherever it is with whoever I need to be to experience and tap into, this inner wisdom that lives within me, right? When all we see is problems, when all we see are the walls, that inner wisdom will not come through. It won't. It might be speaking, that inner voice, that inner spirit, whatever resonates with you, that might actually be calling out to you, but we cannot hear it if all we see are the problems, or is the particular problem. So the next question or kind of set of questions, if you will, would be, how do I feel when I'm outside? So very similar to what I was saying before, think about times that you really have been in a situation, because that's the thing about these lessons, right? We learn the lesson and all it does is come back around, right? We gather these tools. And I really want to speak to this really quickly, even for those of us that are very deep in mindfulness practices and mind calming, mind clearing practices like yoga, or meditation, qigong, all of these types of things. Even having those resources, it's not like we don't have problems, right? So the problems are going to come. The challenges are going to arise over and over again, depending on what season we're in, etc. So it's really about exploring where we are in this present moment, in this present season, and making sure we're really clear on that particular aspect, right? So again, my suggestion is always to look at being outside. There's just an energy, there's a power from being in spaces where you don't have to think about anything other than just being. So that would be the last question to really kind of bring this all home. Where are the spaces where I feel like I can just be? So for me, that's walking outside. And I really enjoy being in any space outside, whether that's a residential neighborhood, walking outside where there's lots of trees, lots of birds singing, walking outside on the beach. The reason that I know that really has helped me, and the reason that I really recommend going outside for other people, is when I'm outside, it's this reverence that comes over me. I don't think about anything. I don't think about the money I don't have. I don't think about the job. I don't think about anything that I lack. All I see is abundance. I see plenty. I hear the birds singing. I'm looking at these trees that I have reverence for, the ocean, the sounds, the wind on my face. And yes, also if it's raining, there's kind of this concept of, well, it's raining outside or it's ugly outside. It's not ugly. You just see things differently. What do you see when it's raining? What do you smell? What do you feel on your skin? And being outside just activates so many senses. So I highly, highly recommend experimenting with that and experimenting with those feelings in particular. So those are the questions I had on my heart today. I really hope that those are helpful. And again, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And we'll see you again very soon. Take care.